The Snake Pit Pond, guys. I have yet to catch anything in there. So I fished it pretty good, but it's a tough one to try to fish. That's for sure. Boy, we need some rain. Check it out. All that green grass from the last time I was here has turned brown. And there was quite a bit of rain this spring and into early summer. I got all my... Ooh. This is such a cool place. Yeah, we definitely need some rain. You hear the gunshots? Dove season has opened up. You get a couple breaths out of them and they're pretty good, but they're just kind of small. And there's some big ones. You get those Eurasian doves here up from South America, but other than that, there's just not much to a dove. People really like them though. Check these out. Pretty cool. Well, we're headed to the buffalo hole. We're gonna see if we can catch some crappie today, maybe some panfish. I don't have any night crawlers, so we're gonna have to get creative. I got my ultralights, but I did bring my bass rigs with me. Uh-oh. Usually they have this mowed down. They haven't done it all year. That's kind of concerning. There's a little bit of algae pond scum. Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. I'm at the buffalo hole today. Hopefully we're gonna have some good luck. I've got a kink here I need to fix. Man, it is much cooler, but yet we're still going to be super hot, if that makes any sense. Because a little cool front tried to push through, and the temperature dropped, but not by much. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name's Alan. I appreciate the support. So I'm trying to get this little jig spinner, aka a Beetle Spin is what most people know it as, going here, but I'm having some technical difficulties getting her all set up. So we're going to be throwing the little jig spinner, maybe some other ultralight stuff. I do have the bass stuff with me, just in case. So that'll be part of the plan. Yeah, I can see little fish swimming around here and there. Hopefully we're gonna catch I haven't had any really like good panfish stuff since Iowa. So Maybe we'll get some panfish. All right, guys, so I'm throwing this little Bobby Garland little minnow here. I can't remember what it's called. Slab runner. Ooh, I can see a bunch of little fish down there. So I'm just kind of bringing it through slowly. Because I know the crappie like to hang around the cabbage here. So I've got real light line, like 4-pound line. I don't know what size little Beetle Spin or Jig Spinner this is, but it's a little one. They're fun to throw if you've never thrown one. I think this one's the Mr. Twister one, and theirs is called the Jig Spinner. But everybody's got one. I've got one from Charlie Brewer in here I need to throw too. It comes pre-rigged. So this one is one of my little ugly sticks. Little 5'2" maybe. I think that's what it is, 5'2", and I've got a little loose Speed Spin 100. You don't need to burn it or crank it too fast. Usually just a steady crank does it, and then I'll kill it and let it kind of flutter. And this, for beginning fishermen, this is, if you got kids, this is a great way to get them into some good fish. Because it's easy, you just cast and reel. You can catch all kinds of fish on it. You can catch big fish on them. You see the little raccoon tracks going through there? I stepped on most of them, but I don't see the hog tracks in here. There used to be big hog wallows and hog tracks all through here. I know they've done some hog hunts to kind of alleviate some of the feral hogs around here. Oh, I thought I had a bite, guys. It was just the cabbage. Dang it. There's a little cabbage patch out there I keep throwing by. I give it a break a little bit and then I just bomb it in there. Slab seeker, slab runner, one of the two is what it's called. A lot of different colors. That's a cool little bait. What do we got here on the Jig Spinner? Oh, it's a nice little bass. He's in here hunting. That's good stuff. There we go, check that out. That's a nice fish right there. So these little jig spinners, guys, are going to catch all kinds of fish. There you go, a good example. That bass was in here hunting. He just hit like right in here. Bam! I also have a little pole out here with one of these little Nikko grubs, a real stretchy grub. Been firing it around out there. See if we can catch something on it. I gotta reposition. Look at all those little minnows. I can't tell what they are, but look, they're picking at stuff. And there's some little bitty microscopic ones down there. There's a bunch of little frogs in here too that, I mean, there's just bait all in here. So on this little slip bobber, I've got this little Nikko grub. It's kind of a white grub. I guess I could have showed that to you, but it's sitting out there. Just kind of twitching it along. I was going through my notes, and usually from when I'm catching stuff, guys, here, it's always in close to the bank. There's been a couple times I've caught stuff out deep, but generally it's in here close. There you can kind of see it, the little Nikko grub. I've got it on a trout magnet hook. On this little Shakespeare, what happened with that cast? This little Shakespeare ultralight. I got one of these from my dad, and I had so much fun using it, and he had so much fun with it. I was like, I gotta get one. And so I like this better than my little ugly stick one. The ugly stick one, you guys know, is just built to hold a chainsaw. But this guy is super light. Micro series rig. So we're going to give this a little bit of play, a little bit of twitching. See if we can entice a bite. Oh, there we go, guys. He came in and got it. A nice little crappie. They're hanging in along the shore. I saw him come get it. There he is. It's not a bad little fish. Ooh, man, he needs to get some food in him. He looks like a little beat up. Maybe they've been spawning. He spawned out maybe, but they spawned way back in the, like, April here, end of March, April. There's tons of forage here. All right, so we've got 2 of them. So what do you guys think? Start of football. I don't know if some of you follow it. I know some of you do. Man, Texas Tech lost by, or they won by 1 point. They almost lost that game. It was embarrassing to Abilene Christian, who's like a D2 school, maybe a D3. Golly, and it was a home game, and they barely won. I'm not too big of a fan of Texas UT, but sometimes I'll cheer for them. They had a huge win, blowout, and then A&M. That one was... I laugh at that one. It's just an A&M kind of a thing, if you know them, but you know, I cheer for them too from time to time, but I was happy to see Notre Dame come in there and win, and Kyle Field. I got some friends that were all geeked up about that game. They're Aggies, and had to give them a hard time about it, but then they were giving me a hard time about Tech's 1-point win. I'm gonna let that sit there. Man. In close, guys. Everything's in close. There's just frogs everywhere through here. That's what I'm worried about with snakes. A lot of times I like to walk back through there and fish that spot, but they hadn't mowed anything in here. And they kind of like to leave it au natural. But it is kind of snaky. So this little color right here is monkey milk. I think, ooh, I gotta readjust this one. What happened here? I gotta replace this one altogether. But she just got shredded. All right, guys, I got the Carolina rig with the Denny Brower craw on there. It's a little bit different than a Rage craw, but they still call it the Denny Brower Rage craw. The thing is, I'm gonna get a lot of cabbage on that front weight. So I never really Carolina fished that much. I gotta give credit to old Frank Scalish and BTL. So, and on LureNet, so I could kind of watch how to rig it up and get things set up. So shout out to those guys. So for me, when I have had success, I'll crank it and then I'll pause it for a little while. Then I'll just twitch it a little bit. Twitch it a little bit. And then crank it on in. Not too much cabbage. A little bit there on the back end, but check that out. It's a great color. Man, that's a good color. So I've just got the bead, the weight, and like a little bobber stopper up here. And so I just chuck it out there and hopefully get something. Where the crows are going bananas. Earlier there were some hawks going bananas. So I got this one set up on the Mach 2 with the Lewis Speed Spin 300. Oh yeah, I'm feeling some cabbage there. But I don't mind the cabbage so much because a lot of times the fish will be hanging out in there. Still a ton of minnows in here. Probably not the prime optimal spot for a Carolina rig, but it gets me good practice. So I made the conversion. These are 12 and 12 braid to fluoro. I don't really do anything conventional by the book. I just do what works for me, and this works great. No complaints. I'm using this Sunline. It's a good braid. Something just jumped right there. There's some good catfish in here too. Yeah, so the college football. No, I'm not excited about the conferences getting all out of whack. ESPN, I blame them. All the goofball, UCLA, USC, all those teams playing in the Big Ten. Come on. Golly. Oklahoma and Texas to the SEC and A&M. A&M did a number of years ago, but come on, man. I miss the old Southwest Conference, and I miss how the original Big 12 was, because you had Nebraska in there. It's just money just wrecks a lot of that. Cabbage. Oh, it came through. All right, guys. So I did switch over to the bass stuff. Nothing on the Carolina rig. I threw that for a good while. I actually waited, not really waited, but went along the bank to try to get into that pocket over there. Man, it's just super sketchy along that stretch there, but this is one of the rarest times, or one of the only times I'll ever throw Guggen baits. I just don't throw their stuff very much, but I do like this little red craw here. I got a little Jean LaRue on the back of that thing, and I know it's not red craw season, but man, I've had luck with red all year long here, so we're just kind of pitching this around. I worked the banks over here and I was pulling up too much cabbage, went down a little bit over there. People ask me that all the time about the Guggen stuff. I just don't fish their stuff. Nothing against them. There's other companies I really like. All right, guys, I'm throwing one of these little hair jigs from Beast Coast. It just came out with it. This isn't really the optimal place for it, but I just wanted to get a chance to throw it. I got the black and purple one. Man, it looks just sick in the water. Hopefully you can see it down there. Got a little piece of Senko on there for a little bit of a weight to help fluff those feathers up. It's a little tungsten head on there. That thing casts just a country mile. Go check them out. They got a whole bunch of different colors of them too. See, the thing is, this will be a crappie killer here too. Dang it, my little chunk of Senko keeps sliding down. I don't want to glue it on there, but check out that color. There's the head. I like using the little pieces of the Biospawn Exo stick because it kind of moves the water a little bit different. With its little ripples or rings, but this is, I would have had to cut up like a full length Exo stick, and I didn't want to do that. So it just recycled. I've got a big box of like plastics. Someday I'll melt them down and make some soft plastics out of them. Golly, that looks just awesome. Man, this thing is cool. So I tried the drop shot, or not the drop shot, the Ned rig. And I just wouldn't have any luck with the... Dang, I thought that was a fish. Didn't have any luck with the Ned rig. I mean, I'd fish that for a good stretch. The other thing is the wind has shifted. So it kind of keeps going. It's been going this way the whole day, and then well, now it's going back that way, but for a stretch here, it was blowing right into my face. Oh man, this thing is... So I just do a slow retrieve, and sometimes I'll bounce it, especially when I get along some of that cabbage like I am right there. See, now the wind's blowing right into my face. It's like a swirling wind today. I mean, storms may be coming later. God, that thing is just epic. Whew. Here comes that goofy snake. There's been another one creeping around here. It's because all these little frogs that are around here. You better watch out. One of these big bass is going to come up there and just destroy him. Yeah, I've caught some really nice bass in here, and there are some big ones. My brother lost a massive one on a cola-colored Senko out here. We were sitting along that bank over there. The water was so low that you could just walk in right over there. And man, he just got trucked. And that thing just went whoop, down and then pow, just snapped his line. Alright guys, on the Mepps with a little Spark Shad on it. I've got something that just crushed this. Way out there, about 10 feet, and he swam right in here. What's a nice bass? Check out that guy. Oh, it's a big bass. Holy cow. That is a bass right there. Man, oh man. He just crushed this thing. That's a big boy right there. That is a big bass right there on the Mepps. Let's get him back in there because of this heat. Oh. I'll show you what I was using on the Mojo. The 12 and 12 worked. That guy right there was a 5-pounder easy. But just a Mepps XD, and I do the single hook so that I can run a, oops, sorry. It's a Mepps size 3 XD. Hopefully you can see this. And then I put a little Spark Shad on there. The eyes, guys, it's the eyes. Anyway, that dude right there just crushed it. So it's got good movement in there. Good old Mepps. So I'm just doing a slow retrieve, and then I just pop it a little. Slow retrieve, and then just give it a couple of pops. Slow retrieve and a couple of pops. Slow retrieve, just like that. And man, he just hammered it. Look at that. He just dancing it along, and he just pow. Don't ever give up on a Mepps, guys, or don't ever just leave it in your tackle box and don't use it. Do a little modification like that. Just order it with a single hook. And then choose your trailer of choice. I think this is this IU color. Just bomb it out there and have fun. I gotta test one more lure here. I've got a couple of them that I really should test, but a couple of jerk baits. I got the Maverick in. And then I also got a scope stick. Scope stick from Bill Lewis. I gotta do one more cast with this. I guess there's some people hiking over there. That was a bum cast. One more good one. There we go. All right, let's switch it up. All right, guys, I tested some more lures. No action on them. I'm gonna go back to throw this little Beetle Spin for a little bit and then wrap up the day. I've had a lot of fun out here. You're supposed to be weedless, little dude. Alright guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys are out there catching stuff. Let me know what you're using, if you got any new orders in, what kind of fish you've been catching. Until next time, I will see you then. Bye-bye. Now get out there and get your lures wet.